Are you tired of all the dating games, rules, and societal norms that make falling in love confusing and stressful?
Then join us as we ditch the script and empower you to establish healthy, conscious relationships.
This weekly podcast breaks down popular dating reality television and educates you on healthy versus toxic dating habits.
I'm Brianna, a licensed therapist.
And I'm Alex, a trauma-informed and certified narcissist recovery coach.
Are you ready to ditch the script?
Oh my God.
I love it.
Okay, what were you singing?
I was singing the classic Earth, Wind, and Fire song about September, but I don't actually
Do
remember
you
it.
remember
Exactly.
the 21st night? September? That's
Exactly.
great. I was chanting, "Wake it on up." Is what I was chanting.
Was that just a message for yourself?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Cheers as I drink more coffee.
Cheers. I don't have any
Love
left.
you.
Mine's done. Oh man. Here we are.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. And to the audience that's listening, yes, we're recording this on Friday.
Yeah.
Happy Monday to you guys.
Happy Monday to you guys. I hope you're having a gentle transition into your week. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We don't need the expectation for a good Monday. That's too much. I need a gentle transition.
I like that.
Thank you.
Gentle transition into the work week.
Yeah.
Love it. I have a dog over here that's burrowing under my butt to cuddle. So in case you guys see me
stroking.
fidgeting, yeah, that's that.
What's up with you?
Yo, what's up with me? I'm in La La Land right now.
Yeah, mentally and literally.
Literally, not mentally yet. I'm like, whoa.
You're in like blet land.
Yeah. And I definitely have some work to do. It's actually really great because boyfriend is golfing and then has like errands he needs to run, and so I'm gonna have the place to myself for like the first half of the day today, which is so perfect because I have so much I need to like get to.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're doing. And then the weekend can officially begin this evening, and there's lots of fun plans.
I know. Can you tell me one of them? Can you tell me one of the fun plans?
All of them? Okay, so tonight my friend is DJing at this place in Koreatown, so we're gonna go check that out, which will be so fun. They also serve natural wines there, which
Sweet.
So Andy, my boyfriend, he's like, he only drinks natural wines. Like whenever I mean, not only, but he does prefer them because of the lack of hangover. Yeah. And so it's really funny because anytime we've gone to the grocery store, he's like, I'm gonna go get I don't know why.
Sweet.
And now this place that we're going to, I don't even know if he's aware of it, but it's like it'll hook it up. And then tomorrow we have like a big anniversary party we're going to that we're gonna get all dressed up for. It's like a reception style 10-year anniversary party in Pasadena. That's gonna be fun. And then Sunday is like a chill brunch day.
I love that. That sounds like a really busy weekend, but a perfectly round weekend of like fun, a little bit of relaxation. Sounds like you're gonna get some work done today. You have your dog with you?
I have my doggie with me. He's just the sweetest little dog soul on the planet. I mean, Tucker too. But obviously we're all biased.
Tucker is so cute. He's so cute in the face. And yet his behavior sometimes, I'm like, you've just knocked yourself down a peg.
You know, in elementary school, sorry.
It's just good to be humbled. It's just good being humbled sometimes.
Yeah. In elementary school, did you have those things where it was like you had like a green, yellow, red card for behavior? So like on days like you had to flip your card. It's like that for dogs. It's like you get a yellow card today.
Yeah. Oh, he be getting yellows. He lives in the green yellow world because he's rarely red, but he's green yellow.
Same with Jax. Like you haven't done anything that's like inherently like bad boy behavior.
Yeah.
As he just lays there and listens.
Tucker did eat a taco off of my plate on a counter last weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah, he got like the whole thing.
Ooh.
I
Ooh,
was like,
oh
and
no.
he's not a dog that gets like people food. I don't
No,
feed him little bits of
same.
food. So I found that to be particularly bold of him.
Yeah, that's red. That's like red card. That's
Oh, that
like,
was,
okay, son, off my plate.
yeah,
Who do you
off
think
the
you are?
counter. He do
Oh,
be counter surfing because that nose is strong.
see, this one dumpster dives. He's like,
Oh,
yes. He's like, oh, what can I get into in here? Which I'm really thankful for. All of my trash cans have those
lids.
like automatic lid.
Yeah,
But he figured out how to open the little bathroom one. And so
yeah,
now it's like anything that has any kind of smell, like it needs to go in the big trash, the tall
yeah,
trash can in the
yeah,
kitchen.
yeah.
Yeah, you little weirdo. I love you though.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
cute.
What's up in your life?
Oh my God, dude. It's been a whirlwind of little changes, but
Mm,
basically a couple weeks ago, and you and I have been talking about this a lot, but a couple weeks ago, actually, let's let's bring people in on this. We've already been talking about how like you and I like assist each other in our plans for manifestation.
oh yeah,
Um and
let's do it.
I don't get too heady with it, not because I don't want to, but because I'm not fully really well versed on like some of the practices that really lean into manifestation. So I
Mm,
work with the skills that I have, and I use a lot of uh like insight from the conversations that you and I have, some of the conversations that I have with some of my other friends, and I just incorporate it in my own style, in my own way,
yes,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
Um, but as we've been supporting each other with that, a couple weeks ago, can you tell people about like that day of that like powerful day to manifest? What was that?
Oh, Lionsgate, 8
Yeah,
8, August 8th. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, I had been ironically had been voice noting you and complaining about like some money stuff that I was dealing with. And you
Mm,
told me, you were like, you know what, this is so interesting and happening in a really good time because today is Lionsgate. It's like it's a
yeah,
powerful day for manifestation. And you didn't tell me, you weren't like, you should. You just were like informing me. And then I was like, oh, that's incredible. Okay, I'm gonna take some
sit with
time.
this.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit with this. I'm gonna be intentional about it. And I thought about it and I like, kept the lights off. I lit a candle. I like sat
Oh,
cross-legged on the ground. Tucker was like
yeah.
curled up. He was nice and calm. I was really grateful for that. And it was like dark out too. It was like 8 p.m. And I
Yeah,
just like breathed and started manifesting using the language that's like most appealing to me lately. And I was talking a lot about like, more financial opportunities are on the way and more financial security is on the way. And, uh, a lot of other really beautiful things that have nothing to do with money that I won't, like, uh, spend a whole lot of time on, but it felt like it's sometimes when I feel like I'm ready to manifest something, I don't always feel
mm,
like so into it. Not the manifestation part, but like not into the message. Because when I had been voice noting you, I was coming from a place of like a lot of
lack.
frustration and
Yeah,
stress. Yeah.
yeah,
So I was like, I'm really stressed out. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
right,
And, it was one of those moments where it was just a shift in, let me just talk to myself as if this is going to happen.
right,
And everyone has different schools of belief when it comes to manifestation that are all valid because if it works for you, it works for you.
exactly. Yeah.
Something that you and I talked about that I think this is why manifestation is powerful for me is because when I say something out loud, when I'm really intentional about it, I'm really present when I'm saying it. So therefore, it just sticks in my
Mm,
brain better as opposed
yeah,
to you and me having a conversation and me being like, I don't even remember what I just said.
yeah,
This is so intentional. So because it was intentional and because it stuck in my brain, it sort of created um, more accountability for myself to be like, okay, what are my options? And then it wasn't this divine intervention of, oh, let's consider, renting out the house for a season and getting some money that way. Or what kind of jobs can I like get part time that might be worth my time?
yeah,
And it wasn't, like, there wasn't the opportunities did not fall into my lap because I manifested. I found opportunities, I sought them out because I took the time to manifest.
exactly. Yeah. I think a lot of people look at manifesting or law of attraction like, I'm gonna lay around and think good thoughts and like magically things are gonna happen, but it's not about that. It's way more what are you responding to,
Yeah,
right? Because like think about it, like one my mentor says this, like you can manifest from a place of stress and panic. It can work for you. Like,
sure.
holy shit, I need to make this happen. I need to make this much
Yeah,
money. And like you're
yeah,
gonna grind in that way because of the fear,
yeah,
or you can manifest in an easy breezy, in alignment with like the life you want to create for yourself way. Both
yeah.
work, neither right or wrong. It's just you and your
What
energy.
works for you?
And so something that I've really been focusing on since August is like I'm not available for overwhelm. I'm not available for panic
Mm,
because for me, I and like especially with like healing anxiety and like working through that, it's like if I am going to choose to be very intentional with the energy that I carry. And the reason I'm choosing to do that is because of my quality of life that I want to experience. I
mm,
don't personally, I've been really worried. I used to manifest from the panic fear all of the time, and it was so
yeah,
stressful for me. And I really got to a point to where I started looking at my track record and it's like, I've mastered that, like
yeah,
freaking out and being like, let's put this together. But now let's look at it this way and like
mm,
really come at it from a place of ease and groundedness. And it's been getting better, that muscle of like, I'm not available for panic. Like, I'm not
right.
available to make content under pressure. Like, I've just been really intentional in that way. And things have still been falling into place and working out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like when we think of the whole point of going back to like why we want to think good thoughts and all of that is because if I am responding to it's all already happening for me, the clients are on their way, the money's on its way, the job is on its way, like whatever it is
Hmm.
that you're manifesting,
Hmm.
you are going to take more conscious aligned action in that way
Yeah,
instead of the heavy I have to push through, I need to figure this out,
yeah,
survival mode type thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so,
I find this to be, it's because let's not forget why we're here. This is a dating and relationship podcast. This
yeah,
is so transferable to a like manifestation,
of
um,
relationship.
yeah, of relationships that you really want. Like,
I can prove it.
yeah, Alex can prove it. And that doesn't mean that we don't have our wobbles where we're like, wait,
No.
this is
Yeah.
scary because it's good, right?
Oh my God. Yes. Always.
but like, and I hear what you're saying about like manifesting from a stressful place. That doesn't work for me because my nervous system is too out of alignment, and I'm actually offline. I'm shutting down
Right.
when I'm stressed out. And you could attest to this. Any of my friends can attest to this. When I am stressed out, I shut down. I can't hear new ideas. I have a really hard time getting outside of my
And
very
that is a
limited.
normal human experience. I just want
Ton
to say that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
But I really have a hard time stepping outside of like my very narrowed way of like limiting thoughts and beliefs. Um, and so I can't manifest from a place from there because I don't think it would work for me. I have to be able to be grounded, and because being grounded allows me to be present. And when I'm present, I can be more creative with what I really actually want. And relationships is also definitely one of those. So being able to get specific in the ways that we're talking about right now about it's not just I want to manifest the perfect relationship. What is the perfect relationship to you? What
How does it
sounds
feel?
Yeah, what sounds like the perfect relationship to you? What does that feel like? I want a
Yeah.
relationship that feels like my best friend, but also someone who's stable. That person is on their way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like healthy communication in a relationship is on its way. Good sex in a relationship is on its way. Lots
Mm.
of fun in a
Yeah.
relationship is on its way. You know what I mean? So,
Yes.
but like that, to your point, like this is why um these things work, because it also familiarizes these messages for yourself so that when you are out in the world and you feel something, or you're dating, or you're on a job interview and it feels bad and you don't really know why. You don't really know why. You don't have to know why. Because
No.
if it doesn't feel familiar, if it doesn't really feel in
That's
alignment
an
with these, yeah, that's enough. If it doesn't feel familiar or in alignment with the messages that you've already been telling yourself of this is what I'm seeking, this is what I'm looking for, this is where I'm headed.
yeah.
It's again, it's not about those opportunities falling into your lap. It's about you continuing to steer yourself towards the thing that you are trying to familiarize yourself with that you want.
Yes. I wanna go back to what you were saying with, like, in those moments of frustration where you can't think glass half full, you can't
I can't think
reframe.
anything.
Right,
Yeah.
and I mean, so first of all, there's and you know this, but just for people listening, like,
Yeah.
when we're dysregulated and we're in our feels and, I was talking to my, NARC parent recovery folks about this the other day, like, all of the symptoms that we express, like, I have anxiety, I feel stuck, I have depression, those are signs of a nervous system state. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
when I hear that, I know this person's hyper aroused, whatever. But the reason I want to share this with you guys is when we're in these states, the logical part of our brain literally is like, it checks out, it goes offline. It's like, I'm not here to function and help you think logically. It's your amygdala becomes overactive, right? And so you're like, survive, survive, panic. Oh my God, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And here's the thing that I teach in my somatic manifesting course that I think is really fucking helpful for people trying to manifest because there are so there's so many people online that are like, you need to think positively, you need to speak positively, you need to feel good all of the time to manifest. But for someone who has trauma, for someone who has intense emotions regularly, or hello, for someone who is quite literally working paycheck to paycheck,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
and living that way, which is
Yeah.
a very survival state to be in,
Yeah.
it can be very hard and triggering to be told that.
Yeah.
And so, what I teach in my somatic manifesting course, and this really works for me on the days where I might have that heavy energy of like,
Yeah.
oh, it's hard for me to think in the way that I desire to think right now,
Yeah.
is it's not the emotion that you are experiencing that's bad. We need to surrender to it, right? It's like,
Mm.
I always, when I teach somatic manifesting, I literally am like, okay, so you're having a day where you're focused on the negative and the survival response of everything. Take it to the couch, express it. So punch the pillows, scream in
Yeah.
the pillows, say whatever you need to say, go to a boxing class, go for a run, get that energy out, surrender to it. If you're feeling sad, curl up in a blanket, watch a sad movie, eat some sad food, surrender to it. But here's what won't serve you: the compounding feeling thoughts that
Yeah.
will negative spiral into like, oh my God, it's never going to work for me. This is so hard. It's like, let's quiet those thoughts and instead surrender to the emotion and let ourselves fully feel the emotion
Yeah.
instead of staying stuck in the thought spiral.
Yeah.
Because when we feel the emotion and we come through it, then we can access the positive, like, okay, let me reframe this again, right?
Yeah.
But I think what a lot of people, they feel shame for feeling
Yeah.
icky and they're like, well, I'm trying to manifest, but like I'm also dealing with this very real world problem, and like, what do I do? Because like I'm
Yeah.
not feeling all grateful and happy right now.
Right.
And it's like, that's okay, like
Yeah.
it's okay. And so surrender to it, process it, feel it out, and then get to the feel good part again. But
Yeah.
I think there's like this misconception that like in order to manifest everything in the quote unquote right way, you always have to be in this feel good, happy go lucky
Totally. Oh
state.
my
And
God.
it's not sustainable. Like life
No.
is going to throw a curveball. So what do we do when the curveball comes? We surrender to
We
it.
feel
We
it.
lean into it.
Yeah.
And then we get back to the good stuff. But don't, when we shame ourselves and it's like, I can't feel this way. Why do I feel this way? Oh my God, put it away. Like
Right.
that's only going to compound the feeling more. So it's like, just feel it, just surrender to it, and then get back on the horse, you know?
That is my only Bible these days.
100%. You have to.
My only Bible. I'm really glad that you said that and broke that down because I think that that's really important. And if we didn't say it, it would come off as like crunchy, toxic positivity, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Ew.
not what we're here for.
No.
I have an example of this because I um the part of the financial changes that are currently on its way as I manifested is when I said that I was like I got serious. I collected my thoughts and my fears and I sat down with my parents and I asked for help in a way that I really struggle to. I didn't ask for help of like, please give me money because girl, they don't have it. But I sat down, I was like, can we put our heads together? Because my brain thinking about this myself is not doing
Yeah.
enough. I don't have enough resources. Let's put our heads together. And I was really grateful for that. We started talking about other jobs that I could get. My parents are connected in the community in their own unique ways.
Right.
They've been amazing. Once we sort of got to this place where I was like, okay, I need like a service industry gig. Ideally, I'd love to be a bartender. I want to do something that is like kind of for me easy to do. And
Yeah.
I say for me because bartending requires skills that I already have. That's why I say it's easy, not because I think it's actually just an easy job, right?
Oh, hell no.
I just want to be clear about
Service
that.
industry jobs, I just want to say for anyone listening that's in the service industry, we see you, we love you, you
Oh my
deserve
God.
20% plus tips, okay?
Anything short of that is is insulting and you need to get paid. Yeah. I
Oh man.
I thank you. Um And so anyway, we started because I was just like, how do I maximize my time with money that I can
Right.
bring in? And so we made this I made this plan. My parents have been amazing where they've been like, as they've just been patrons at different establishments in the community, they're asking the bartenders, are you guys hiring? Do you know any more places that are hiring right now? They
Yeah.
have asked
I
all of
love
these
that.
little, it
That's so
was so
cute.
cute. But for 3 consecutive weekends, I just busted my ass and I put myself in breweries and bars close to my home and like, had the titties out, makeup on,
I love you.
you got to show the goods. You got
I wore the white pants with the black thong
that's exactly, and I, not exactly that literally, but
with
spiritually
those
exactly
vibes.
that. Yeah, you want to look like someone that they would want to hire behind the bar because misogyny is still thriving. And you want to know if misogyny is here, I better be benefiting from
Men,
it.
if you're going to put this on us, we will use it against you.
Oh,
Okay?
100%. If misogyny is still going to like work its evil sadistic magic, I better be getting paid. That's all I'm
100. Oh
saying.
shit, that was hilarious.
So anyway, I did the thing but the reason why I brought this up, and I was going to talk about this anyway, but the example that I have is like before I went into this was like the second weekend or like the third weekend of me like trying to hustle my butt into these places. And I'm good with people, but I don't love going into a place being like, I don't have any experience here doing anything. Do you want to hire me? Like that feels a little bit like jumping off a cliff. So I was in my car before going into this bar and I was like, I don't even want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to listen. If you know me, you know this well. I don't like to give my time, my free time to doing anything except for exactly whatever the fuck I want to do. I am
100. Yeah.
so stubborn about that. That's why I haven't had a side job in years because of it. But I was just like, I don't want to do this. I shouldn't have to do this. And it was that narrowed thinking was starting to happen. And I was like, okay, I'm getting stressed out. That's okay. I was in my car before I got this because I was like, I'm not on a time crunch. Like I can take my time here. I definitely shouldn't walk into the bar feeling the way that I'm feeling right now.
Right.
So what am I going to do right now? I'm going to leave my car running. I have the AC going.
Mm,
My phone's on D&D. Everything's okay. I'm going to breathe and I'm going to sit with myself. Okay, I'm feeling something. I'm feeling frustrated. What am I feeling? I'm feeling angry. I feel I feel sad. I feel frustrated that I feel
mm,
like I'm in this position that I have to be in as opposed to a position that I'm choosing to be in. But even as
yeah.
I said that, I knew that that also wasn't 100% true because there's been elements of choosing to focus on bars and breweries in the area, specifically looking for environments that I already like being in, that was appealing to me
Mm,
for other reasons other than survival. So I was like, okay, why do I want to do this? I've explored why do I hate that I'm doing this?
yeah.
That's valid. Why do I
Yeah.
why do I want to be doing this? Why is this actually a good opportunity? Not from a gaslighting perspective, but it's like I know that there are reasons why I do want to do this and why my light turned on when I thought about this as an option. What is
Right.
that? And I started thinking about it and I was like, this is a really good opportunity for me to be social. This is a really good opportunity for me to make some extra cash. It's a really good opportunity for me to like, I don't know, meet people to date probably. This is a really
Sure.
good opportunity for me to make friends in it when I don't have other settings that are creating those
Conducive to
opportunities.
that regularly. Yeah.
Exactly so. And all of a sudden I started to feel a little bit better. I was like, okay, bitch, breathe, go in there. Fine, have a beer first, then ask. Treat yourself. That's okay. And then I went in there and I did it and I didn't get that job and it didn't matter.
No. But that's the thing is like it didn't matter. You're not assigning a story to it. You're just like, okay, on to the next one. Thanks for
Yeah.
playing, you know?
And then opportunity did fall into my lap because I had gone into a bar, asked about a job. They told me to connect with the manager, tried to reach him, couldn't reach him, kind of put it down. I've been getting this message of like, we will eventually be hiring at all of these places. Give it another like 30 days, literally.
Yeah.
Kind of put it down, went back to a bar just to work. And then the manager came up to me because one of the bartenders was like, she was asking about a job last weekend. Why don't you go talk to her? It so happens that, and this is like, out of all of these places that I've been to, this is the place that I have the environment that I enjoy the most as a patron.
Huge.
Yeah. And it's close to my home. And the beer is very good. So I was like,
What more can you ask for?
I've only ever had good experiences there. The manager
Yes.
came up to me and was like, I heard that you're looking for a job. Do you want to schedule an interview? I was like, oh my God, yes. In that same half hour, I got a text from a friend of mine from a different bar that I frequent very often. If you know, you know, it's my dog bar
Dog bar.
crush. And um, and he was like, we want to schedule you for training. In the same half hour, both opportunities presented themselves.
Lickety split. Just put up.
Yeah. And I was like, this is insane. And
Yep.
I had to drop the dog bar opportunity because honestly, it's just not the environment and the hours, terrible.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They would have had my ass there until 2 a.m.
Not okay for what you do. Not okay for what you do. And that's the thing. It's like when and I kind of want to go back to like what Bri is talking about with this job situation coming to fruition. It's the same with everything, like
Yeah.
relationships, clients, money, like
Yeah.
whatever you look for is what you will see. Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like, Lewis Howes, I don't know if anyone listens to School of Greatness podcast, but he's also amazing. And he talks about when he was working on his relationship with money, he started, and I've done this too, it's so beautiful. You start to look at everything around you as money. It's like
Right.
the TV in front of me, the car, the bedding, like all of it. Like all of it is money because you needed money to buy that. And then
Right.
he started looking around, and anytime he saw a penny or a nickel or a dime on the floor, he picked it up and expressed gratitude. Like, I just happened to find this. I just happened to find the dollar in my pocket. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like, now he's wildly successful. But you look at, even Tony Robbins has a story like that where he's like, I didn't know how I was going to pay rent the next day. And I walked over to a spot in Marina Del Rey and just sat there and like soaked up the energy of people that have expendable
Money.
cash. Yeah.
Wow.
And so it's
That
like,
would have depressed me.
right. But see, that's the thing. It's like whoever and the energy that we carry with us and the perception of life that we carry with us really dictates what we see.
Mm.
Right.
Hmm.
And so it's like things that, going off of what you just mentioned, like things that make me jealous, I start to sit with that and I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, that's upsetting
Interesting.
me.
Yeah.
Let's get curious about it. What
Yeah.
is it about this that's making me jealous? Right.
Yeah.
And so I just like what we start to see, and kind of going back to Bri's story, is like when you stay available. And that's
Yeah.
the thing, when we stay open to receiving and
Yeah.
not so hyper fixated on when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? But it's just like we sign up for the belief system of like, okay, it's going to happen, whether it's
Yeah.
now or later. It's just my job to show up, do my part,
Yeah.
put myself out there, which you were
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah.
And then like she said, within 30 minutes, two opportunities presented themselves. Was it
Yeah.
at the exact time she wanted initially? No,
No.
not necessarily, but it happened.
But
And
soon.
so, yeah, soon. And so it's like, I think that's such a beautiful example. And like, same with me with the relationship I'm in right now, which is
Yeah.
so mind blowing. It's like,
Yeah.
I was not, and I've told Bri this privately, like I was single for a year and then decided to date, started dating, and in 2 weeks met the guy that I'm with now, which is wild to me. I was like, I thought I was going to have to be dating for like 6 months,
Right.
especially in the area I live in.
Yeah.
And it's like, but when we're just open to like what's in front of us and like the opportunities that present themselves, things fall into place. Like it was just up to me to manage my energy and be open to whoever was in my environment. Right.
And I think that's true. but you had to choose to be open when you knew that you were in a place where you were available for that.
Right.
You
Yes.
weren't like you said, I was single for a year and then I decided to date. In that time, in that year, before you decided to date, you were not available.
Mm-mm.
You were not
No.
available to be open. And it would have, trust me, let's be real. If Alex had put herself on the dating apps or like out in the world to passively date before that time, it's not that she wouldn't have been getting hits. She would have been
Yeah.
she would have been getting hits, she would have been getting dates, she would have been out here on these streets, but her experience dating would have been very different.
Very different. And I wasn't, and I think that's why it's like I knew I wasn't in the right energy. Like I loved you guys. I loved being single for that year. Like
I
I
know.
fell in love with myself more.
Mhm.
I grew in so many different ways. I really set myself up for relationship success by taking that time to myself in all of the ways. Like working on my relationship with myself, working on the wounds lingering from the last relationship and
Yeah.
seeing like how do I want to make sure I start to bring in the right person this time, right? And like all of that. It's like and then it just happened.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. If I had started dating earlier than that time where my body was like, "Ooh, this feels like the right time." Then I probably, like you said, I would have been dating, I would have been more distracted, I probably wouldn't have been with as quality people, it
Yeah.
would have probably taken longer, like, there's so many different things that we don't know what would have happened, but I can definitely hypothesize that it would have been
Yeah.
interesting, to say
Yeah.
the least.
Yeah.
And so I'm really thankful for it, and so it's like, timing is such a huge part of
Yeah.
everything, and
Yeah.
as long as we are doing our I really believe this, as long as we are doing our part and really showing up, being visible, being open to receiving, looking for the things that we actually want to bring into our life instead of looking for the things we want to avoid in our life,
Yeah.
it all falls into place. Universe, source, God, whatever you believe in, is going to show up for you. Like, if you
Yeah.
can't believe that a divine entity has your best interest in mind, why do you believe in that entity? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Absolutely. I mean, I think that
Right?
everyone has a different relationship with said divine entity, but I
Yes.
I agree that feels like a healthier relationship.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm
Not one
speaking
that
from
comes
personal
from
experience.
totally.
Yeah, where it's like in the past, because of the religious abuse I was exposed to as a
Yeah.
child, I was terrified of God. And
Right.
so every decision I made was from a place of fear,
Fear.
not from a place of being supported and seen and loved and cared for and appreciated. And when I make decisions in alignment with that, the results are vastly
Very
different.
different. That's
Yeah.
so true. I think that's just so beautiful. It's something that I feel like I really am like embody and have always really believed like but I don't know if I've ever had language assigned to it the way that you just did, where it's
Mhm.
like the whatever that cosmic force is um feeling secure in its there's a gravitational pull that's for you. You
Yeah.
know, it's got your, like you said, it's got your best interests at heart. It's really interesting to think about it in that, from that lens, as opposed to being like, unless I do everything perfectly, nothing good is going to happen,
Right.
you know?
That's so scary.
Yeah.
That's so, and it's unrealistic as fuck.
Yeah. It's unsustainable.
But the pressure, like I resonate with that so much, like a part of me because of that was my life for so
Yeah.
long.
Right. Right.
And that's such
Um,
a scary place to live.
Similarly, I have a different, I gotta, hold on, I'm gonna re enunciate that word. Similarly,
Beautiful.
sometimes I told Alex before we started recording that my adrenaline is like pumping at 1,000 miles an hour because I started working at one of those bars this week and I have been running on like less sleep than I usually do. And I'm doing everything and everything's getting done, but it's just like all systems go right now.
Yeah.
So when that happens for me, my words kind of like muddle
Yeah.
into sounds and vibes.
Yeah. That's okay. I love it.
um, Thank you. So I have a different life update that's kind of in this category of
Oh my
what we're
gosh,
talking
share with
about.
the class.
Yeah, I for the first time, um, for
For
the
the
first
first
time, I
time,
haven't
ready.
like dating hasn't been top of mind for me.
Yes.
Like dating has always been top of mind. Now, when I choose to engage in dating practices, it comes and goes for me because I'm
Right.
definitely not always on dating apps. I will be on dating apps when I want to be on them. And when I get really
Mm,
frustrated by them, I take myself off. But dating is always on my mind because I'm always like, dating and relationships are always really important to me. And I love dating. Well, I haven't always loved dating, but I love the opportunity to date and
right.
finding connection, and it's always
Right.
just been a really high value of me and the thing that like makes up other parts of what a really beautiful life for me includes. So
Hmm.
of course it's been a priority, but for the first time I simultaneously feel both incredibly in alignment and secure with that still being true, and not prioritizing, sorry I keep hitting my mic, not
You're good.
prioritizing uh like making it part of my life and
Yeah.
schedule. And it's and for the used to be when I'd be like, "Oh, I'm not dating right now." It's like, "Yes, but it's always on my mind." Right now, it's
Mm,
truly not on my mind. So much so. Well, and I'm focused and I'm busy. I'm focused on other things and I'm busy with other things. And my mindset has really been like chase the money, which is clear.
yeah.
Chase the money and chase self-care to support self while chasing the money.
Yes. Huge.
But how I knew this is like I was on Instagram yesterday, and um the last person that I had been seeing, uh they posted something that was like, typically they post stuff that's like through their business account that's just work that they do, and this was a
Yeah.
post like of them, and I hadn't seen them in probably almost 2 months now, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this person. I forgot about this person. I have not even been thinking about this person at all. And I
Wow.
was like, whoa, that
Hmm.
felt really good.
Mm,
I don't really know why it felt good, because it's not like I was like really upset post breakup. I don't think that I was, but it was a thing that was on my mind. And then all of a sudden it wasn't on my mind anymore. And it just felt like a really like refreshing, like
you're
break.
not hung up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's huge. I think that's also evidence of like the work you've done on yourself and like the way you are pursuing relationships this go around. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
Like, because that could have been super triggering. And the fact
Totally.
that it wasn't is such a beautiful testament to like you knowing it wasn't the right connection,
Yeah.
you knowing like you said before, the right partner's on his way to you and all of that.
Yeah.
And that's huge. That's
I
huge.
think that certainty of I don't need to be seeking in order to still feel close to the thing that I believe is on its way. And
Yeah.
because because of the messages that I'm trying to familiarize myself. I mean, what we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier, that manifestation, just because I'm not actively dating doesn't mean that I've totally stuck myself at home and been like, okay, they're going to show up on my doorstep just because I'm like thinking happy thoughts. No, I'm
Right.
thinking happy thoughts and I'm keeping my eyes and ears open.
Right.
I'm just not on my dating app in my classic form being like, okay,
Right.
who's available on the apps this week? Do you know what
And
I
that's
mean?
okay.
Because
Yeah.
honestly, I don't have the time.
Right.
I don't have the time to be like, oh,
And you
let's
can
get a
still meet
drink.
people in RL. Like I think
Yeah,
people get I really think, yo, the addiction to the dating app thing is a dopamine hit. Like we are so
totally.
we're like we're God, when I zoom out on this, it's like we're all mice in this like weird fucking social experiment we have going on this place we
Totally.
called Earth. Um but it's like, every time you get a text or a notification, you get a hit of dopamine. So it's the same thing when you're on an app and you get a match. And I think people have gotten so used to like this idea the only way to meet people is on apps, which it's not true. If you go out to social events and you, again, remain open to meeting people, open to having conversations with people, you can meet someone in RL still.
Yeah.
You don't have to be completely reliant on the apps. Um, shit, there was something else I was gonna say that was related to this, and I'm
That
having a brain fart right now.
we're addicted to our phones and we use it for validation more than anything else. It's not from a place of
That's
like, but
true.
we can
There
meet
was
people in real
something,
life. Listen, two ADHD bitches.
especially like, so Brie and I started recording at 8 my time here in California, and I did not sleep well last night.
Yeah.
And so I am like just waking up.
But we love you
No,
anyway. We accept you.
thank you. Oh, oh my God. No, what was I gonna say? I forget.
Is it about dating
Fart
IRL?
like nougat. It's not about dating IRL. It's
Is it about us
about,
being mice in an experiment?
no, because that was just to talk about the dopamine hit thing and how we react to it. Oh well, we're gonna just let it fucking go.
I do think, well, what I'll say in relation to this is that I do think that it's a big problem. It's often normalized, but I really think that we could apply a little bit of mindfulness in the way that we were talking about earlier of like checking in
Yeah,
with your body. We need to be more mindful about when we're using dating apps because dating apps are a great resource. But if you are just on it because every time you take a shit, your phone's in your hand and that's when you swipe, or every
yeah,
time you're feeling bad, or every time you're feeling lonely, you got it. Give it to me.
I remember it.
Give it to me.
He's like, before you forget. But yes, I wanted to talk about this desire for a relationship
Yeah.
and the shame that we can kind of see on social media, especially in the healing world of like, if you really want a relationship, like it's because you have attachment wounds and like blah blah blah, and you can't,
Right.
a relationship can't give you anything you can't give yourself. And so I want to talk about this because I want to say, look, there's a desiring a relationship is not bad.
Mm.
All of us fucking want a relationship that lights our souls on fire and is like sexually satisfying and like, ooh, yes, you see me, you get me, and like, yay, best friend vibes. Like,
Yeah.
all of us want that.
Yeah.
Every single human.
Yeah.
We are a species that is designed for connection,
Yeah.
and we're not meant to go it alone. And so I want to speak to the people who are just like Bria saying, like, I'm
Hmm.
desiring a relationship, but it's not at the forefront of my mind. Like, that's beautiful. And the only time that desiring a relationship to the point to where it's at the expense of yourself, that's when we start to get into unhealthy territory.
Hmm.
And so I just wanted to kind of speak to that, where it's like, I think people feel shame or guilt around like, well, I really want a partner. That's okay. Like, it's not bad to desire a partner.
Right.
It only gets dangerous for you when you'll take what you can get
Yeah.
vibes. And so
Yes.
that's what I wanted to say is like, you know, you're not dating from a place where I'll take what I can get.
Hmm.
You're dating from a place of I want this and I'm have my shit together and I come first and what I want matters.
Yep.
And that is what really calls in healthy relationships. Okay, going back to what you were saying, because that was my brain fart
Well, I
moment that
think,
came back.
but I think that that's actually the outcome of what I'm talking about. It's like, and I'm just closing this blind because my mom literally just pulled up into my driveway, and if Tucker sees her,
Oh,
he's absolutely gonna lose his fucking
lose his
mind.
mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um. But I I think that that's part of what we get ourselves into. It's like if I'm setting the scene, I'm miserable about how lonely I feel,
Mm,
which is valid.
mhm,
I think I could have taken up my own zip code in that world for at least 10 to 15 years of my life.
mm,
But when I feel so miserable that I'm feeling really lonely and I haven't found anyone and I'm just like, okay, well, if I'm not gonna find anyone if I'm not looking, so I need to be looking. So I
right.
pick up my phone and I'm like, okay, who's on here? First of all, what I notice is I'm like nitpicking the shit out of people from that mindset. I'm
Ooh.
nitpicking the shit because I'm mad.
Mm,
I'm mad at my situation. I'm mad at the circumstances. I'm mad at the dating culture of the times. So what do? I'm actually taking it out on these poor souls that all I have is the bare bones of a profile, and unfortunately, historically, they have been men, and so they also represent a category of humans I'm often really frustrated by.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it is a perfect fucking storm for me to be fucking pissed while I'm
right.
trying to date.
Yeah,
And then you connect with someone, maybe like I match with someone. I find one thing in the background of their fucking picture to
right.
make a comment on, start a conversation. I start that conversation. If they do one thing wrong, I'm out because I'm pissed. And whose
Right.
fault is that? That's mine.
Let's talk about this because this is huge. This kind of goes back to what we were talking about at the top of the episode around manifesting.
Yeah,
Because it's like, it really is what you see is what you get, right?
yeah,
So, like, your perception is everything. And the analogy I like to use is like, human beings can all go see the same movie, and human beings can leave that movie, and some will love it and some will hate it. Barbie's a great example of that, right?
yeah.
So many people went to the movie, so many people left, and they were like, I love it. So many people left, and they were like, this is the most bad in the world,
Right.
right? And so it's like, what?
So
What?
no, it was just funny. It's just funny. That's all. I loved it. No comment.
uh, okay. And so, like, it's the same with dating. And so, if you're dating from a place of all women are crazy, all men are trash, all the good men are taken, there's nothing left out there, what are you going to find?
Yeah,
That.
yeah,
Because that is quite literally the lens in which you're perceiving everything. And so, it's just like, you know, we really need to check ourselves because exactly what Bria is saying, like the energy we carry with us is going to impact the way we swipe, the way we analyze someone's profile, the way we start messaging people, the way we show up on dates. Like it really has this ripple effect. And I believe that there are so many wonderful people out there
yeah,
who are single,
yeah,
looking for partners just like you,
yeah.
right? Just
I'm
like
li-
everyone else
I'm
listening
literally
to this,
living proof of like
right?
decent, good,
Yes,
solid candidates for a happy relationship, like
right.
dateable. If I exist, you exist. Period.
Exactly, and you just haven't found the right person yet. And so it's like, I just for anyone listening to this, I really, really, really hope this inspires you to like if you have these emotions that are coming up because it's understandable what Brie is saying and I fucking get it. Women women I was even like, did you see JVN's post around pockets?
Yes.
Being a thing.
Yeah.
Like, we really like, if you look at it, women, not until I think it was like the 70s, like, we couldn't have our own credit cards, like, or bank
Right.
accounts and
Mm-hmm.
shit like that. Like, it hasn't been that long that women have been having this sense of agency in the
Right.
world.
Right.
And so I fucking understand the frustration against men, especially white men, with the limitations that we have had to harbor. And
Yeah.
at the same time, not all men are that.
Yeah.
And there are so many healthy white men who are
Yeah.
feminists and like,
Mm-hmm.
fuck the patriarchy, fuck misogyny. Your brother's living proof, my boyfriend's living proof.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if they exist and let that be your expander. That's what I call the expander. Like, look for the people in your life that have the qualities that you desire and allow that to expand your belief system for the other fish in the sea that you
Mm-hmm.
could potentially date,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, because it is a huge thing and I get it. And I remember when I was there and it was like when the more that I stayed in the all the good guys are this is gonna sound really fucked up, but this was truly my mindset. I
Yeah.
used to think all the good ones are taken or gay. That
Yeah.
was literally what I used to think. And it kept me it for years stuck in situationship after situationship, toxic relationship. And the moment I started to put that down, my dating life shifted.
Mm.
So I'm glad we brought that up because it's all connected.
I also used to
All
just think, I
connected.
used to have a belief of um, everyone that's dateable is already dating someone.
Mm,
And I actually thought it was like, if I'm going to date someone, I used to tell people this, if I'm going to date someone, it's because I've caught them like fresh out of a relationship because they probably won't be single for long. And it created
uh,
this like one hello scarcity mindset.
right.
And it created this like sense of urgency and like rush of like also dating someone fresh out of a relationship is not exactly
No, you're signing up to be the rebound girl. Like,
And
"Let
bitch,
me help you heal,
that's
and
what
then you're
I've
gonna leave
been.
me."
I've been the
Yes,
rebound girl. So I've like, and of course I did because that's what I was manifesting.
right, yeah.
And I was manifesting like I found myself getting weird vibes from men that were in relationships, not with like close friends of mine or
Mm,
anything, but like
right.
men that were already in relationships, like paying attention to me in a way that felt a little like inappropriate considering their circumstance. And I just felt
Yeah,
like I was like, oh yeah, they're good men out here, but they're all taken, but they still want to date me, but they can't date. It was just it was fucked up.
yeah,
And the only person that was hurting was myself. So
right.
I I want to reinforce the thing that you and I are both already saying, which is like there are many problems with what dating is like right now
Yeah,
because again, dating apps are a good tool, but they are also businesses that are designed to like keep you there.
keep you on the app,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a diet and fitness plan, you know what I mean? It's like it's not exactly just designed with your best interest at heart.
Fuck diet
Um
culture.
yeah, fuck diet culture. And sorry, Tucker. Tucker said fuck diet culture.
Yeah.
He just like twitched.
He's like, "Yes,
Yeah,
lady."
Tucker's triggered by it. He's like, you have switched so many different kinds of food for me because he thought it was food allergies. I am sensitive to this. Anyway, um, but yes, there are problems with our current dating practices and culture, but
Mm,
that doesn't mean that we are rendered powerless and that we don't have choice and we can't find
no.
what works for us. So you have to like, I think meditation and mindfulness has really been like the theme of today's discussion, but I believe in it because if I can use mindfulness to better inform how I operate, how things make me feel, I'm going to find my way to discover what works for me, what turns me on, what turns me off. And
Right.
if I feel informed by those things, first of all, I'm developing this really strong relationship with myself. And then
Mm,
I can start getting clarity of if I know what works for me and what I know that what doesn't work for me, what are the environments that I should be putting myself in or taking myself out of. And
mm,
same thing with the job. It's like I know that I can be a really extroverted person. So to do a job that uses those skills and can
yeah,
help me make money, yeah, I'm going to want to be there. If being on dating apps right now and historically has always really pissed me off, then I need to go find other ways to take care of myself and nurture the parts of myself that feel really free and really comfortable and really good in dating spaces. And maybe even right now, that's like, this is just not your priority, even though it's still an important thing in your world. And that's okay. There's no rush.
yeah.
This person,
Mm-mm.
these people are still coming, and that's fine.
Yep, yep, always.
Yeah.
Okay, should we talk about what we're gonna do in the upcoming weeks so that
Yes.
our people know?
Yes.
Yeah. So this week, in case you can't tell, we're just shooting the shit.
Yeah. We didn't
Um,
announce that, but that's what we did.
we're doing that. And we are in preparation. I'm actually really fucking stoked. So what the next show that we will fully be unpacking is the what's it called? Golden Bachelor.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is the Bachelor franchise is doing a whole season where it's people, I think, over the age of 50. Yes,
Yeah.
it's like 50 plus.
Yeah.
And that I'm so fucking stoked because I have a feeling so many people, I don't know about you, but I've met so many people who are like older people have it together and like da da da. And I think there's a partial truth to that. But y'all, I have met through my pseudo family 70-year-old people who are still playing the field and doing some unhealthy relationship shit. So
Ditto.
I'm really curious to see the vast spectrum of emotional maturity and intelligence that is probably going to present itself on this
Yeah.
version of The Bachelor.
Yeah. We are taking a break from our Bachelor franchise hiatus, I guess until like Bachelor in Paradise, because we love
Yeah,
VIP.
we
But we're
do.
taking a break from our Bachelor hiatus because I think that you and I are both really excited about the possibility of what insight seeing people in a different stage of life might be able to bring. And
Yeah,
and it could be from learning like what you're talking about, like the wrong stuff. But I
yep,
also hope that it comes with some insight about lessons learned along the way. I
For
expect
real.
that if it's not necessarily the one-to-one about relationships, it will be about individual exploration of self and
Oh
how
my
that shows
God.
up in dating. That's what I really hope for, but the Bachelor franchise doesn't exactly operate in the way that my brain does. So,
We'll see. Yes.
but next week, so
Yeah.
we're gonna basically do more episodes like this before that episode,
Because it doesn't start till the end of
end
September.
of September. So we might do more episodes like this where like Alex and I are just chit-chatting. But next week we are going to download our thoughts on the last updated like fine after sorry. It's
Love is
Love is
Blind.
Blind after the marriages. So it's like the
Yes.
updated 3 episodes from season 4. So we've got Tiffany and Brett and
And
Micah and
Micah,
Paul.
Bliss, and Zach with his
Yeah.
shaved legs and fierce ass beard. What? The
It just
beard
was
really
cute.
does it for Zach. I just have to say it. Like,
I actually disagree. I don't think that. I think he looks a little schleppy.
okay,
He looks schleppy to
okay,
me.
agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I love beard.
I love beards too, but his looks like a little unkempt for me.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
he needs a trim and some beard
Yeah, he needs
oil.
he needs like a little JVN treatment. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. Oh
So,
my God.
we're gonna download our thoughts on those 3 episodes, which I'm really excited about.
Can't wait to watch.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so that'll come next week, and then we might just, have another episode like this, and then we'll finally start Golden Bachelor. So stay tuned, hang out with us, let us know if you have any specific topic you want us to talk about, slide into our DMs, submit it on our website. If you have any like particular questions or whatever,
Yeah,
talk
girl.
about, I don't know, KY jelly and shaving your legs, taking it all the way back to episode 2.
I think that was episode 1.
It was episode 1, but then episode
We
2, I actually
explained it.
tested it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Remember? I really used KY jelly to shave my legs.
Oh my God. Also, we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary.
I know we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary, and we're about to hit our 100th episode in a couple weeks, which
I
is
know.
huge.
That's crazy. So celebrate that with us.
Yeah.
I know. It's like we're like a real podcast or something. We are. We've been. Okay, you guys. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at DishTheScriptPod. Go to our website, www.dishthescriptpod.com. And holler at us. And we'll see you next week.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.